From game-breaking invincibility to levitating butt slides, Call of Duty has been riddled with glitches that enhance or sometimes destroy your experience. So, join me as we take a look at some of the most infamous glitches in every Call of Duty. COD 4 was a groundbreaking entry for the franchise and innovated the FPS genre as a whole. One of the new game modes in COD 4 was Old School Mode, which got rid of Create a Class, gave everyone the same starting weapon, scattered weapons and perks across the entire map, but most importantly, gave you a much higher jump. With this new jump height, the amount of places you weren't supposed to get to, but now could, was nearly infinite. Seriously, we could dedicate an entire video to every possible unintended location. From simple hiding spots to exiting the map entirely, this became a fun mode to load up in private match and search for jump spots. With World at War, we also got the beginning of the revolutionary game mode Zombies. High rounding was all the rage back then, so finding a spot that could grant you invincibility was a pretty big deal. There's a handful of glitch spots on Knock, one right at the spawn in the wall, another on the floor by the Springfield, and even this one against the grenade wall bot. If you're lucky enough to get a flamethrower alongside one of these spots, with enough patience, you can guarantee a high round since you have unlimited ammo. On the multiplayer side of things, let's jump to one of the fan favorite maps, Castle. At this wall, if you ran up against it at just the right angle, you would clip through it. Once inside, you could drop below the map and see through the bottom in its entirety. Unlike COD 4, you didn't need a specific game mode to do this, so you could do this in any match if you really wanted to. Aside from being able to see people, you could shoot through the floor in just about any spot, making this extremely broken, especially if you had a sniper on your side. MW2 is the COD that's notorious for bugs, exploits, and glitches, so there's a lot to work with here. One of the most notable glitches resulted in you having a steroid-injected version of Martyrdom. Take your javelin and lock it onto a target. Before you fire, pull out a Semtex, then cancel that Semtex. Then the next time you die, to whoever that may be, a javelin missile will immediately detonate. Needless to say, this was pretty crazy, since a javelin was about on par with a Predator missile, and you could even enhance that explosion with danger close. Using this glitch was essentially being a sacrificial lamb to eliminate campers in the most satisfying way possible. Another glitch in MW2 that was shortly after launch was the infinite care package glitch. There were a handful of different methods for this glitch, but the one that was easiest was priming your care package marker, then mantle, and in the middle of mantling, spamming the right D-pad. If done correctly, when you would actually throw your care package and secure the kill streak, you would immediately have another one ready to go. The craziest thing about this was you could do this not only with sentry guns, but with emergency airdrops as well. So once you got your kill streaks, you could find a spot in the back of the map and have infinite kill streaks, and maybe a few sentry guns to protect you while you do it too. The next glitch would eventually become a reoccurring exploit in pretty much any Call of Duty that had theater mode. With being able to share clips and post them for the community tab, hackers would create clips that essentially had XP infection attached to it. After watching the entire clip, your account would be infected, but in order to activate the glitch, then you had to follow some weird steps for it to work. There's a version of this glitch you can still do today that requires you to go into Team Tactical, die 3 times, then wait for the host to leave until you get host, then you would immediately jump to level 50. Rinse and repeat until you're max prestige. You could consider this one a hack more than a glitch, but since the player themselves isn't installing any external cheats to their system, this leans more towards an exploit rather than hacks. Modern Warfare 3 introduced a new feature alongside prestiging that was a clever way to incentivize the player to do so. Instead of losing everything all at once, the player was given a prestige token after each prestige that let them choose one gun or item to unlock forever. Aside from a permanent unlock, you could also purchase double XP tokens and even some exclusive calling cards and emblems. Well, shortly after launch, there was a way to get infinite prestige tokens. Once you've acquired one, go to the prestige shop and act like you're going to spend one, but hover over the no option. Then with a friend as host, have them join a lobby, but then immediately back out. And that was it. Now you had unlimited prestige tokens, which meant you could now permanently unlock every single item in the game, even after a fresh prestige. This means you had every gun, every perk, every lethal, every tactical, and every death streak permanently for the rest of your MW3 career. However, the really broken aspect of this was the level and weapon XP tokens. Since you could buy unlimited of these two, you could essentially buy more XP tokens than the amount of time you would ever play the game. There are still players to this day who have months of double XP tokens on their already maxed out accounts. Then on Infected, there were certain buildings that only had one entrance. And since MW3 supported the 2-player split screen online, you could plug in a second controller and block the doorway with your dummy account, then peek out whenever you wanted to go for kills, leaving you safe. This is more of an exploit and not really a glitch, but it made for some fun trolling online. In BO2, there was a super funny glitch that allowed you to not be shot by sentry guns. They would be shooting at you, but wouldn't be able to land a single shot. All you had to do was have a combat axe ready to go, then look at the ground and walk sideways. And for some reason, the sentry gun would never be able to hit you. Aside from being very situational, this was actually really funny from any other player's perspective. Zombies wise, on town, if you were playing solos and had used all 3 of your self revives, you could stand where the quick revive machine was after disappearing and be invincible for the rest of the match with no zombie being able to touch you, giving you yet another way to guarantee a high round game of zombies. The next one is probably the most useless on the list unless you were a trick shot. Basically, you swapped your weapon and used your tactical and lethal at the same time, and then your sniper would end up being zoomed out and the FOV would look all janky. This puts you at a severe disadvantage, but like I said earlier, this was all for show and gave the trick shotting community another flair to their repertoire. The Exo Shield was just Advanced Warfare's version of a riot shield, but was never designed to be something you could use permanently like in previous games. Well, this glitch gave you not only unlimited shield, but also unlimited ammo, and you could also shoot through your shield. Equip your Exo Shield, then melee, then hold shoot again, and that was it. You now had unlimited ammo with whatever gun you wanted to use. This worked best with the EM1 since it used an overheat system, and with unlimited ammo, it truly never stopped shooting and you would melt your opponents. Also, keep in mind that you have an Exo Shield deployed directly in front of you, nearly unstoppable. People complain about slide canceling being too sweaty in COD these days, but that was nothing compared to G-sliding in Black Ops 3. G-sliding was a movement exploit that sent you flying across the map horizontally in seconds. Using the booster pack right after sliding would propel you much faster and would have you in the enemy spawn right after the round had started, which the developers definitely didn't intend to have. This became the meta for Black Ops 3, and if you weren't doing it, you were probably getting slammed. Quick honorable mention though to the F slide, which basically let you run on walls, but instead of running, it was sprinting and didn't use any of your jetpack. Not really sure what to consider this next one, but the Proteus is probably one of the most ridiculous guns we've ever seen added to COD before. This gun had an actual aimbot installed on it that any player could get, as long as you were lucky with some supply crates. It was a sniper shotgun hybrid-like gun that would eliminate anyone you shot with one shot with no aim required. This legitimately would kill anyone as long as they just appeared on your screen and you pulled the trigger. I'm not sure what the devs were thinking with this one, or if it was even supposed to function like this, but needless to say, it got patched shortly after being released. With COD World War II, we got a brand new feature called the Headquarters, which was a hub to open supply boxes and customize your player while having other players around you as well. There were also emotes you could do, and one of which was a sitting down emote. Well, if you sat down, crouched, then started walking at the right time, your player would start riding an invisible go-kart. Once people learned how to do this glitch, the Headquarters was polluted with butt sliders, which made for one of the funniest glitches we've ever seen in COD. For Black Ops 4, we're gonna jump to Blackout. You could use an ATV to ram through this wall, and if you exited at just the right time, you would clip through the top of the cave and be under the map. What makes this stand out from other glitch spots is you could truly move around freely and go a considerable distance away from where you first got under the map. Throw in the fact that you could have a grappling hook, and the possibilities here were endless. Not to mention, if you really want to load up on heals, you could probably out-heal anyone in late game if you got a decent circle position. Modern Warfare 19 was beloved by many, but still had its fair share of quirks like a true Call of Duty has. The chopper gunner kill streak allowed you to not only move freely around the map, but also leave whenever you wanted. During Season 6, there was a glitch that would occur, letting you see every single person on the map highlighted right before your very eyes. Some may even call this a legal wall hack. The game was tricked to thinking you were still in the helicopter, so everyone would be marked on your screen for you. Only you were in first person with your gun out and everything. This led to several reports for cheating, and resulted in a lot of players getting banned for exploiting, despite the devs leaving it in the game in the first place. In Cold War, you could duplicate any streak you got out of a care package, and all you needed was a sentry gun. Place the sentry gun down, then secure your kill streak. Then while you're using your kill streak, pick up the sentry gun to move it. You'll use your streak like normal, but when you're done with it, you'll have another one ready to go. Then you just do it over and over again, and you'll have infinite of whatever kill streak you want. In theory, if you were to get a gunship in your care package, you could have a permanent gunship for the remainder of the match, despite only getting enough gun kills for a single care package. Whenever the EX1 was introduced, the Vanguard version of the EM1 we previously talked about, it created a glitch with any gun that supported the 30-round Russian magazine that gave the player unlimited ammo pool. All you had to do was use an AR that has this 30-round Russian magazine equipped, then the EX1 as your secondary, and that was it. Nothing else to it. Then when you got into a match, every time you reloaded your AR, your stockpile would go right back to full every time. No need for scavenger or fully loaded, since this was just a better version of those. Going for V2 rockets had never been easier than when this glitch was around. At the launch of MW2, there was a God mode glitch that was extremely easy to do. Take out a riot shield, then get shot by a VTOL, but block it with the riot shield, then you would have God mode. You could run around the map with no care in the world since you couldn't die. A lot of people's first MGBs were a direct result from this glitch, and it is probably the most broken glitch on this list. Then you have a little more of a fun and lighthearted glitch that involved a sniper bipod in a car. Go prone with a bipod on a car, or any other angled surface for that matter, and you would immediately be shot across the map in hilarious fashion. There was no use for this in standard multiplayer, but in Ground War and Invasion, this was actually a decent mode of transportation. Now we're at modern day, where we have Modern Warfare 3. With the launch of MW3, we've gotten remasters of a ton of old school MW2 maps, one of which being Underpass. On MW3's version of this map, with the use of a deployable cover, you can get to some crazy jump spots. These spots specifically on Underpass let you see everyone on the map, and at any given moment you could just go prone, and the only thing that could kill you is a kill streak or a well-placed explosive. But that is the most infamous glitch in every Call of Duty. In the comments down below, let me know if I missed any glitches or if you performed any of these in the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, if you like Call of Duty and like podcasts, make sure you subscribe to Going Dark. It's my podcast, so please do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.